Hello, guys. I'm Garv Marcos, stand up comedian, podcaster, tiny little trinket connoisseur. Because I like tiny little trinkets like small, like dice or dominoes or, playing cards. Maybe I have a gambling addiction. I don't know. Let's figure this out on this podcast right here. What do you know about me? Nothing much. I'm going to tell you. I was born in St. Croix. Little bitty black St. Croix guy. You know what I mean? On the island and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Over there, down there. There was one company, Hess, that closed down. That's where my father was working at Hess. And it closed down. Everybody on the island basically lost their jobs. The only thing left was the tourist spots. So you either worked in a hotel or in a restaurant or something, or you just fucking lived in the bush. You know what I mean? There was a lot of bush living in St. Croix. A lot of that shit going on now. You know, bunch of dreadhead guys eating crawfish out of a little clay pot and shit. That's how it goes down, man. They don't purge them. They don't purge the crawfish out there, dude. They just eat raw craw shit. And that's what you have to look forward to when you go to the when you go to the islands. Anyway, I moved up here to Houston. When I moved to Houston, to the United States of Texas. When I Alright, fuck. I'm fucking up my own story. I moved up here when I was 3. I moved to Houston, to Baytown, actually. A little spot in Harris County towards the east. Over there, and, that's where I grew up. That's where I grew up for about 18, 20, 21 years, 22 years. About 21 years I was down there, but when I was 22, I came up here to Dallas because my mom was up here. It's not a funny story at all, actually. I was up here visiting one weekend, just for the fucking weekend, for the Christmas break or whatever. I was in college at the time. I was just about to drop out. I was, just about to drop out of that motherfucker. I was at right an inch. I was an inch from dropping out, and I came up here to Dallas. That's where I'm currently at. And I was in the elevator with my mom, and she had she just passed out. She had a seizure, apparently, and it happened so quick, like she fucking just fell face forward. Bow! Glockadow! Wow! And fucking all her teeth came out in the front. It was bad. It was crazy stuff. But after that, I was like, I can't leave my mom alone up here, so I just stayed up here. And at the time, I didn't even have an inkling or even a little idea about doing stand-up comedy. I was just working, and I was just trying to take care of stuff at home with my mom and stuff. But then what happened? I was just going to work. This is what happened. I would go to work, I would come home, and I would sit around. I would do like little errands. I'd clean up. I'd do a little cooking or whatever. Do whatever little bullshit I had to do. Or I'd go to the store and get some water or something. But I wasn't doing much. I bought a video game. I was playing video games, which I don't do anymore, which is fucking crazy. I didn't see that shit happening. I was playing a lot of video games, man. I was playing For Honor. We'll shout them out. We'll shout them out right here. Any video game fans out there, raise your hand if you hear your game or whatever. Fuck, For Honor. That was real good. The ones where you slice each other's heads off is like rock, paper, scissors with swords and axes and shit. That was good. Destiny 2. I want to make it in this comedy shit specifically so I could have enough fucking money and free time to play Destiny 2 all day, because that shit was amazing. I was addicted to it. Fucking fantasy shooter. Third person. Was it first person or third person? I don't even know. I think it was a third person shooter, which I really enjoy. I like seeing my own character shoot people and swing around a sword and stuff, leveling up. It was an RPG. It was a third person shooter RPG, which isn't common. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, I was just playing video games a bunch and watching Netflix. and watching all the comedy specials they have on. God damn it, I can't speak, dude. Fuck. I was watching all the comedy specials they have on Netflix or whatever, and Norm McFucking Donald, the comedy god, ran across his special, and this was the weird thing about that. We're gonna flash back. We're gonna rewind back to like middle school and shit. I won class clown in the yearbook, my 8th grade yearbook. I'm so proud of that shit. But I used to like try to fit in. Not even fit in. I used to try to like just get people's attention, get the adults' attention, especially with like little jokes, especially the Johnny jokes. You guys know the Johnny jokes. I'll tell one right now just for reference. But fucking little Johnny goes to summer camp or whatever, and it comes nighttime and it's raining and stuff, and he goes to his counselor's room. He's like, "Hey, Miss Counselor Lady, it's raining outside and I'm scared, and my mom usually lets me sleep in the bed with her when I'm scared of the rain." And then the counselor, she's like, "Oh, well, I guess it's okay." And he comes in there and sleeps in the bed with her. And then later, time goes by, in the middle of the night, they're asleep, but he wakes her up, and he's like, Counselor, I'm scared. Can I play with your belly button?" And the counselor's like, "What the fuck? Hell no, that's weird." And little Johnny's like, no, please, when I'm scared of the rain, my mom lets me play with her belly button." And the counselor is like, she's creeped out, but she's like, whatever, you know what I mean? She lets it by. But then, obviously the punchline's coming up. But then later on, she wakes up in the middle of the night, and she's like, "Johnny, that is not my belly button." And Johnny goes, "No, that's not my finger either." So, you know, sex jokes, little dirty little Johnny sex jokes. I used to tell those to like impress or, garner the attention of the adults, the older guys. And so when I heard Norm Macdonald tell some Johnny jokes on the fucking on the special Hitler's Dog on Netflix, dude, I was like, I used to fucking try to impress people with those jokes. I even tried to fucking write those jokes myself. It was very difficult. It was too difficult for my adolescent brain at the time. But I'm like, all right, and then hearing Norm Macdonald tell us fucking jokes, this was my first real time my brain put two and two together of the fact that, like those jokes all stand-up comedians are doing are just writing these little bullshit Johnny jokes, basically. These extremely Googleable word jokes, which seemed different, because those kind of jokes, they seem different than the stand-up that I was seeing at the time. Like, I would watch Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart, that's just, he's real. Like, he takes stuff from his life and he exaggerates it. He punches it up, or he says things in the bit that he might have wished he actually said in real life, or however the fuck he writes the jokes. They weren't the same kind of traditional little bullshit jokes that I was used to seeing that I wanted to be able to create. But when I saw that stand up is just that, it's just more personal from a personal perspective. It seemed more attainable, It seemed more likely that I'd be able to write a little Johnny joke or it seemed more likely that I'd be able to write a little Johnny joke rather than make up jokes about, fucking prostitutes or whatever. But apparently the prostitution jokes work, better than some little bitty bullshit joke. I don't know. Maybe they don't work. Maybe I'm just fucking delusional or whatever. I'm getting into politics jokes. That's been real good. I have some positive feedback on the politics jokes. A lot of Jeffrey Epstein-esque material. Anyway, but that's how I started getting into stand-up comedy there, because I am a stand-up comedian. I work the door at Hyenas Comedy Club. Shout out Hyenas Comedy Clubs. Shout out Randy, the owner of all three clubs. Great owner. I met him for the first time actually the other night at work after the Puerto Ricans had a show. Fucking dude, the shit was all fucking Spanish, bro. Like I couldn't understand. It was an improv show. It was SOS, and they came through. I don't know if there's any Puerto Ricans on the airwaves listening right now, but if you've seen SOS or if you haven't, you should probably go see the show. They had that motherfucker turned the fuck up, dude. Like, wow, bro, that shit was turned up. The only other show that I seen turned up like that was the New Orleans Kings of Comedy, which was an all black room. It was an all black audience, and them motherfuckers, you know how black people get fucking turned up. Whoa, let's fucking turn up, goddamn. You know, they was turned the fuck up in that hoe, and the Puerto Ricans was turned up even, cause look, the Puerto Ricans, they was like singing along and shit. Like the dude, Chente, that's his name, Chente. I guess he's the leader of the group. I want to say the leader. He's the only stand-up comedian in the group, I think. So maybe I just think of stand-up comedians as of a higher higher standing in the ranking of human beings or whatever. I met him in the restroom. I was trying to fucking clean the walls in the restroom, the backsplash, and he walks in there and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Or he doesn't sound like that. He sounded all Puerto Rican and shit. but like fucking, he's like, "Hey man, what's going on, man?" He's like, "What you doing, man? You cleaning up in here, man? Can I get by you, man? What's going on? How you doing, man?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." But I asked him, I was like, "How's the tour going?" I asked him how deep he was in the tour, and he was like, "They've been touring about a month or so. They got 2-3 weeks left. It's pretty awesome." I was like, "Yeah, you getting burnt out of it yet?" He was like, "Oh no, it's pretty fun. Been pretty fun the whole way." And I guess that made it snap in his head. He was like, "Oh, are you a stand-up comedian?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Oh, eh." I was like, "Oh, eh." And then that's literally what happened. I was like, "Oh, eh, oh, eh." And that's how stand-up comedians talk to each other. After you recognize that both of you are stand-ups, you just kind of, "Oh, eh, oh." There's no more words in it anymore. There's, "Oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh." Like this, we're like retarded seals. We just gotta just fucking throwing sounds out there, dude. But anyway, so what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, that shit was turned the fuck up, and it was all And then so after each of the fucking sketches, after each scene, they'd be like, improv, like all Spanish. Like apparently Spanish for improv is improv. Like that's how you say it. That's how you say it. But that night after the show, fucking cause Randy's wife works at I don't know if she works at the Plano location and the Fort Worth location also, but the Dallas location she works at quite frequently actually. Damn near every time I'm there, she's there fucking waitressing and shit. She's the wife of the owner. You know, I'm not gonna poke my nose in it to see what's at. You know, I guess people like working. I guess working is good because they've got employees. It's not like they're short on employees. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of fucking comics that would love to make a few bucks working at the place that they have to come to every week, a couple times a week, whatever. But anyway, I met the wife, Christy, before, and so fucking. But I never met Randy. I saw him on Facebook. But the thing is, he looks way fucking different in person than he does on Facebook. I want him on the podcast. We'll get him on the podcast one of these days, hopefully. He looks way different than his profile pictures on Facebook. He looks like one of those fucking biker dudes, like with the fucking. I think that's it. It might not even be him, dude. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm like kind of Facebook retarded a little bit. That might not be him. Anyway, but fucking, like, he's got, like, the long hair with the biker, like, the bandana shit with the leather jacket and all that shit. He was with, he's got a picture with Butch Lord. I think it's on Butch Lord's profile. No, it's on his profile. The picture with him and Butch. You guys know Butch, probably. Butch Lord. DFW guy. He's actually on the road now. He was staying in the DFW and he was training up young comics and stuff, doing showcases, doing a lot for the community, for the comedy community out here. And he would do classes and he would train you. He would do host training. He would do just general comedy training, put the young guys up on showcases, and basically kind of grow the local comedians so that they could be usable, so they'll be usable for like as hosts or features or whatever the fuck. Like, and I don't know if, I think Tony, I'm not sure if Tony Casillas went through his little training camp boot thing, boot scoot and boogie, but he's definitely one of the guys that came up through Hyenas. But anyway, Butch Lord, he's got that look, he's got that long hair kind of deal. He used to tour with fucking Cheech and Chong and shit, and he's still high from those days. You know what I mean? He's still got the THCs in his system from the fucking 80s and shit, or 90s, whatever the fuck that was. I don't know how old these guys are. Anyway, Randy has a haircut. Randy, the owner of Hyenas, he has a fucking cool guy haircut. He's a cool guy, which is weird. Well, I guess it's not that weird. Who else would you expect to own a comedy club? Like no lame fucker owns a comedy club. You know what I mean? Gotta be cool to even have the thought cross your mind. I'm not sure if he did comedy before, whatever. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I met him the other day while we were in the back, just hanging out after the show, just kind of hanging out, drinking Red Bulls and juices. You know what I mean? TABC, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what podcasts they do. They listen for or don't listen for. They fucking, apparently TABC was like cracking down on people or whatever. The different spots locally. Fucking, because I had to do a course on fake IDs. Make sure we ain't letting no kids up in there. Which I think I do pretty good, like with the faces. Like there's a kid that came the other day with his dad, and I'm at the door. I'm yelling down the hallway or whatever while people are walking up. Hey guys, I'm checking IDs here. Right up in here, up in this space, just general area right here, just doing a little ID check here. And I saw a little dude. I swear to God, he looked like 15, bro. He was walking with his dad, and I was like, I hope this little motherfucker doesn't try to pull out an ID right now, because I mean, some fucking bullshit. But okay, so most of the people that have had paper IDs were clearly adults, like clearly in their late 20s and shit, early 30s. So I don't really care about. I shouldn't say I don't really care. I don't expect them to be fake. Like, you're clearly an old fuck. You're an old fucker. There's no real reason to have a fake ID or to use a fake ID. So I kind of respect it. I kind of, accept the legitimacy of it. But this kid was young as fuck. And apparently the dad's wife got sick. And so he was like, I don't want to waste this ticket. This was for the SOS show, the Puerto Rican improv show. And he was like, yeah, I got this ticket, so I figured I'd bring my son or whatever. I was like, nope, he's definitely under 18. He cannot come in here. TABC will have a foot in my ass and a hand down my throat, a finger. Not even a whole hand, just a fucking finger, just like a limp finger. Just fucking probing my fucking tonsils, trying to get me to vomit out I don't know where I'm going with that. Mycia, I think her name was the host of the improv show. She was the only person doing stand-up there. The show's fucking great, dude. And I met Randy afterwards, and not much I can say about that. You know what? I'm gonna go. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go talk to the manager at Hyenas, Jacob fucking Pinkston. I almost forgot this nigga's name, bro. Pinkston. I keep thinking Pinkerton, but that's fucking Red Dead Redemption 2. So Pinkston or Pinkinston, whichever one. I'm gonna ask him about the legalities of what I can and can't say on the air regarding Hyenas comedy clubs and regarding the, because I'm there. That's my home. That's where I'm working at. That's where I do my best sets there. Ask him. I would say I would ask Randy, but I only met the nigga once, and I've been doing stand up like two years. I've been working at his club for like a month and a half. So he's probably not available to just ask like that. I'll go through Jacob. Good old Mr. Jake. Jake. A jitterbug. Doom doom into my heart. Oh man. But we're doing this. I'm all settled in over here in Irving. It's been kind of tough because I got all these jobs, man. It's real tough to do your taxes when you've got 8,000 jobs. Yeah, man. But the move has been rough because we had to move because we got fucking kicked out of our place, me and my mom. Because my brother, look, this is the thing. This is a fucking thing, okay? I'm going to tell you the whole story. No spoilers, just beginning to end. I came home from work, and I was walking into the building, and my brother, who my mom had kicked out and told that, don't be coming around and stuff, you know what I mean? I saw him leaving the building riding an electric wheelchair, dude. Nothing's wrong with him. His legs work. His arms work. Everything's fine or whatever. By the way, we used to live in this 16-story building, so it wasn't like a regular complex where you just, had a 1 or 2 stories and you just go straight to your apartment from the outside. Like, you had to go inside, take the elevator, and walk to your apartment inside. And so I seen him leaving the building in the electric wheelchair. I don't pay no mind. I'm like, I don't even fuck with this nigga. I'm not even gonna make eye contact with him. I'm just gonna walk past him. You know what I mean? Because, he has a history of doing shady stuff. Basically, that's my brother. But he's constantly doing shady stuff, and I can't have that around me. My mom can't have it around her. It's fucking, it's detrimental and shit to our existence and shit. Anyway. He's leaving the building. I'll go upstairs. I'll go up the elevator. I go in the apartment. I go lay down. I get in bed. I fucking I don't get in bed immediately, but I do. I wash up. I eat a little bit of food. I smoke a little bit of yum 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 yum. You know what I mean? And I get into bed. I'm fucking sleep. I'll probably sleep for an hour, a couple hours, and then I hear the banging on the door. Boom 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 boom. So I'm like, what the fuck does this asshole want? Like, he's banging on my fucking door. I'm thinking it's my brother. He's banging on the fucking door. Fucking loud as hell late at night. So I go open the door ready to cuss this nigga out. And then there's a bunch of cops with their guns drawn. And one cop fucking puts his hand on my chest and fucking moves me to the wall. And another cop bum rushes the apartment. And he's like, looking around. You know how cops like clear a room or whatever? And they fucking, sneak. They slink around and they sneak and they turn lights on and shit. And don't freeze, don't move, and all that shit. And so while he's doing that, I look over. There's cops and they've got my brother fucking handcuffed and they're hemming him up or whatever, talking about where's the chair? Where's the goddamn wheelchair? We need the motherfucking, where is it? I'm like, chair? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Am I really getting harassed right now because this nigga was in that electric wheelchair that I saw him in? Like, I don't know, man. It was some bullshit. But I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with it. So I just gotta fucking wait till these motherfuckers leave. I could finally go back to sleep, right? That's all I'm thinking. And the next thing you know, I hear one of the guys outside talking about, cuff him. And then the dude that's talking to me fucking just handcuffs me. And fucking, because we're sitting there talking. Like, while the dude's searching the apartment and the guys outside are deliberating with my brother, the dude's like talking to me like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? Everything's all right. We just, your brother's involved in some wheelchair robbery or whatever. He robbed the guy of his wheelchair. That's what he's saying. And Fucking, he had a friend with him. We're looking for the friend. We're looking for the wheelchair and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Friend's not here. I just woke up. I mean, I guess you didn't see me wake up, but I fucking, I was here. Fucking, they cuffed me, dude. Take me downtown. Put me in a goddamn interrogation room in handcuffs. I had to sit. Oh my God, I had to be handcuffed in the back of a police squad car, which is the most uncomfortable seat before the handcuffs. That shit was uncomfortable before the fucking handcuffs. I had an itchy nose the entire fucking goddamn time. My nose was just itching up a goddamn storm, dude. And motherfucking, I don't know, it was cold. So they've got these new handcuffs that doesn't have a chain, so there's no slack because there's no chain. It's just they've got the two cuffs and it's connected to a solid bar in the middle. So it's like they've figured out a way to make it even more uncomfortable, basically. But at least the cop was kind of nice because he let me get in the car myself. He didn't like hold my arm and push my head down and none of that bullshit. He just opened the door for me and he was like, "Yeah, it's easier if you just put your butt in first, put your booty in first, man." Whatever. I'm like, all right. So at least that was nice. And we drove to the fucking police station. They're playing country music and shit. There's 2 Mexicans. It was 5 Mexicans total. It was 5 Mexican cops total handling the investigation or whatever. We get in the car, they're listening to country music. But here, okay, so my friend Raymond from the building is who got robbed for the wheelchair. Apparently my brother had sold him a wheelchair or whatever. And then for $25, and then time passes by, and my brother's like, "Oh, I could get some money somewhere else for the same chair." And he just goes and he just repossesses the chair, I guess. But fucking repossess the chair. But it's my friend Raymond. Like, we fucking hang together, smoke together sometimes. He fucking cooks. He barbecues and stuff. He buys beer. I'll bring some beer, bring some meat to barbecue, and we'll have a good time, hang out. And so I saw that it was Raymond, and I was like, "Whoa, it's fucking Raymond, dude! What the fuck?" I'm seeing that it's him because I'm downstairs getting the squad car, and he's coming downstairs. He don't got no handcuffs on him. I see they put my brother in another squad car, handcuffed or whatever, and they get Raymond. He gets in the back seat of a car. He opens the back seat himself because he doesn't have any fucking handcuffs on, obviously, because he's the victim here. That sounds pejorative. He was the victim. He got a knife pulled on him, and nobody wants a knife pulled on themselves. So anyway, they take me downtown, bro, and I'm just sitting in an interrogation room, cuffed. We walked by one room, and they had it closed off because there was blood everywhere. It had a sign. It was a contamination hazard. It was a biohazard sign on it because there was blood everywhere in there. Fucking, I'm walking down it looked like those TV show bullpens, like, those cop shows where you have each of the different departments. You've got a homicide department. You've got vice. You've got robbery, and whatever. And they took me down. To fucking robbery, dude. I was a robbery suspect, bro. And so they had a detective come through and interrogate me or whatever. Big, tall, fat, another Mexican. Big, tall, just fat. His shoes was distorted, like literally, like his shoes was disfigured from him just standing in them. Like, fuck. It looked like, because they were tennis shoes, but he was so goddamn heavy and fat he just smushed them down until they became moccasins. He just fucking turned a pair of J's into some moccasins. It was bad, bro. It was fucking bad. But big fat. And then after a while, he takes me out of handcuffs because he's like, "All right, we've deciphered from Raymond. They take some hours to fucking talk to Raymond and decipher that I'm not the second guy that helped rob him for the wheelchair or whatever. By the way, he bought the electric wheelchair because his leg was broken, I guess, and he was like, "Yeah, no, sweet deal on electric wheelchair." Blah blah blah. So like he needed something like crutches or whatever the fuck. Anyway, fuck. I wanted to make a joke about it, but I could never really make it funny. Maybe, well, because I've gotten better recently at writing more. This is the thing about writing. You can write for like 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, and some of it may be good, but like sometimes none of it will be good. Sometimes. Oh shit! There's a piece of my toenail fell. Dude, toenails are weird, dude. Like they fucking. Because they connect to the skin so weird. Because it is skin. Toenails are skin. Did you know that? It's made from the same material. It's just hardened fucking... Hardened skin. Hardened skin. Get your hardened skin here. Get your hardened skin here. Should I go for it? Well, did I talk about everything? Yeah, I went to jail. Got interrogated or whatever. Well, they didn't take me to jail. They interrogated. I guess this is a good mark. This is about 30 minutes. We'll get longer when we have guests or whatever. Or when I have something prepared to talk about. Then more than just fucking me working at the comedy club. And more than me just fucking tearing pieces of my flesh off while I'm recording. Alright, well, anyway, it's been real. This ends transmission.